Matrix Submerged is back once again, but this time I've been replaced on a box by all-round superstar Mr. Callum Dicks.
With the spots found and the cameras running, it's now time to see if my match-winning tactics stand up to the test.
On our last underwater outing, we asked you lot what you would like to see next, and one method stood out head and shoulders above everything else.
This is Matrix Submerged paste fishing.
Pace fishing, not the one for me, I'm afraid. I find it very, very frustrating with missed bites, shipping back with your bait coming off. For me, it's far easier just hooking a big worm, fishing hard pellets, things like that. But with a bit of luck today, I'm going to see a few things underwater that might change my mind. But for me, hard pellets all the way.
For me, pace fishing is something you have to have in your armoury. I've seen it so many situations where it wins big matches and the fish you catch on it are just so big. It's the sort of method that you can drop into with 2 hours left of the match and you can start catching these big fish and all of a sudden you've won the match. I'm so excited to see exactly how it works today, and if I can learn something to take into my next match, I'll be over the moon.
Right, Cal. First up, thank you for taking one for the team here, mate.
Not a problem
I
at all.
definitely do want to fish paste, but tell me about it then. What are you thinking behind what we're trying to achieve today? So
there's a few factors that if I can get right after today, it's going to be massive. First of all, if I can get my rig working dead right, your float needs to tell you when the pace is on or off.
Massive,
so
yeah.
To start off with, if I can get that rig working right, texture of paste, how wet it is, what size of paste you're putting on, and then the one thing I really do want to have a good play with is colour. You've seen it.
That was the thing last time, wasn't it? Standout baits was massive last time.
We've seen it so many times when you put a different colour hook bait on, how it changes your peg.
Yeah.
And you've seen it last time when you put a different hook bait on, it just changed.
Yeah.
So if we can have a good play about with that today, and if you can come away with those 4 things clarified and know exactly what I'm doing, it's going to be an amazing video.
What about feeding? What are you thinking for feeding?
So we're fishing in 6 foot water.
It's quite deep for paste though, isn't it?
Obviously ground bait gets so many fish in your peg, it's like unbelievable, but it can send them a bit crazy. So sometimes maybe putting it on the hook is a brilliant way of getting fish into your peg. So feeding particles with it can be brilliant.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, so maybe feeding 6 meals or 4 meals, but obviously putting your paste in your pot with your micros, that can be amazing as well.
Yeah.
So there's so many different things that I want to have a little look at. Yeah. And if you can come away clarified with that's the best, then it's going to be amazing.
I'm loving that. It's looking spot on, isn't it? For a nice technical pace session. I really hope you can talk me into being a pace angler then, because it's just easy.
It's going to do some doing, isn't it?
Yeah. We'll fix it today.
We're here today at Bain Valley Fisheries at Halifax Lake. I've seen it for the very first time yesterday and it is an absolutely stunning lake. It's a big lake, just like other venues in the country, such as Barston and Hayfield, and the fish are at a very similar size. So I feel like they're going to feed very similar to other venues like that. The water clarity is very clear, so it makes it absolutely perfect for what we're about to do today. And I'm absolutely buzzing to start fishing and show you exactly what happens underneath the water.
So, as you lot can see, cameras are in place. The lads have been paddling yesterday and we found a beautiful clean spot to fish in. But with this one we want to talk about plumbing up and the technical bit that is involved, because with paste it is such an important part of things. It's getting your rig and all the bits right that Callum's going to go through now. There's actually one on screen right now. I don't know if you lot can see that. So Cal whizzes out with the plummet. You'll see having a little bounce about with that, just how lovely the bottom is. See that literally the plummet doesn't go in a millimetre. It is absolutely perfect. It is. Oh, the tench came and looked at it then. Straight away a tench looked at the plummet. It's the first one I've seen. But you see, absolutely rock hard. The plummet's not going under one bit like it maybe would on a normal commercial where it's a bit softer, there's a bit more silt. So what are you thinking then, Cal?
Well,
what's the thinking behind plumbing up perfectly?
Plumbing up, So obviously, just touching on what you just said then, it's absolutely rock hard. I've got a 20 gram plummet on, and literally it comes straight off the bottom. There's no tension whatsoever. So obviously we know there's no silt, which is really good. It does drop off a touch. I think it drops off about 6 inches over a pole section.
Is it?
So it's really important to get your paste in the correct position, or your rig just won't work correctly. So the idea behind the plumbing up for me is that obviously when your rig's working correctly, it will tell you when the paste is on or when it's off.
Yeah.
So I've got the amount of shot I got on the line will make this float sit so that the whole bristle and some of the body is showing. So the perfect situation I'm trying to get myself into is that the paste holds the float down to half bristle.
Yes.
So when I'm fishing and the paste is on the hook, it sits at half bristle. As soon as it pops off, because I've got that much shot on the line, it will pop up so the whole bristle and some of the body is showing.
Gives you an indicator that your bait's gone.
Gone.
Yeah.
So technically, plumbing up, if I plumb up to half bristle, you're emulating the plummet being the paste, but it doesn't always quite work like that.
Yeah.
We're fishing in 6 foot of water. When you drop the paste in, there's quite a few things that can happen. Obviously, if there's a little bit of undertow, the paste can move, and there's always going to be a slight curvature in the line.
Yes.
When you've got a plummet on, it's 20 grams. A little bit of paste isn't going to weigh 20 grams.
No, there's
so
no way of emulating that.
With that in mind, what I've done, I've just plumbed up to the bottom of that bristle just to give me half a bristle of leniency. So when I drop my plummet in, or my paste, if there's a slight bit of a curvature in the line, it will just sit to half bristle or maybe 3/4 bristle.
Yeah.
And then as soon as that paste comes off, it will pop up, and I'll see, hopefully, fingers crossed, if I get everything dead right, I'll see a little bit of body, and I'll be able to come in and rebait up then.
Yeah, there's so many variables, isn't there? It's almost impossible to get it perfect every go. Pace's not something you can do it with.
I think what we're going to have to do in this situation, with this depth of water, is just start fishing. Start at that point where I just said, and then if you're fishing and you feel like, oh, it's not quite enough, you can just dink it up a couple of mil, or maybe just dink it down.
Yeah.
The wind's going to be pushing the float back towards my pole tip as well today.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be fishing with a few back shot and just to hold everything nice and tight. But yeah, when I've plumbed up with my 20 gram plummet, I'm just going to start with most of the bristle showing, start fishing, and then I can just adjust it as I fish.
Lovely, I like that.
So I'm just about to jump in my box, put a bit of paste on and get fishing. But before I do that, I just want to show you the 2 ground baits I've brought for making my paste up. The first one is Sonu Bait's Match Method Mix. Now this is my go-to ground bait for making paste. I just feel like there's so much I can do with it. If I mix it dry, I know it's going to break down really quickly. If I mix it really wet, I know it's going to stay on the hook and I can still fish with it really wet. The other ground bait I've brought is Sonu Bait's Marine Green. Now this is a ground bait I use mainly for margin fishing, but I think it could be really good for paste as well. It's obviously got that green colour, which can be absolutely brilliant, which we're going to have a play with, but it is really dense and it takes lots of water. So I've mixed some of that up as well. I've mixed both of them up quite dry to start off with, because obviously when you're mixing your paste, you can never take the water back out, but you can always add it. So if you start off mixing it quite dry, then you can always add it on, make it wet, make it a lot more dense paste. So this is the Match Method Mix. I've mixed both of them quite dry like I touched on before. I reckon with this I've mixed a kilo of ground bait to about 3 pints of water, and that is an absolutely great starting point. I still feel like that's quite sticky and I can add more water, but I know that's going to stay on the hook really well. With the Green Marine, I've added a touch less water because I know I can add loads of water into that ground bait at a later point if I want to. But both look good as a starting point for me. With all that being said, let's jump on the box, put a bit on the hook and see if I can catch you some fish.
Right, Cal?
Ready to rock and roll?
Oh, I'm all excited. It'd be nicer if we were using the proper bait, but never mind. Anyway, how are we going to start?
So obviously there's this stigma around paste fishing that whenever people do it, you're fishing for big fish and like you feel like you've got to put lots of bait in. But I'm actually just going to start negative. I feel like with paste, it's such like a powerful bait with ground bait. It gets so many fish into your peg so quickly.
Yeah.
I feel like I can just pot a bit in with a few micros, because you know how micros get fish into your peg.
Yeah.
And hopefully draw some fish in your peg.
So while we've been watching, there's been a few fish in the peg, so I reckon we're going to get a really quick response to this, hopefully. It'll just be interesting to see how Cal's float sits straight away. Oh, you literally couldn't put that in a better place.
Is it perfect?
That is perfect, that one, Cal.
So
And the micros are just coming in all around it now, and one was looking at them.
So that float is just dinking inside of my pole tip. So where I've plumbed up to like the whole bristle showing,
Yeah.
it's holding tight against that against the paste and my pole tip. So it's actually sitting quite nice.
Oh yeah, you're happy with that? You
Yeah.
wouldn't change that next time you came in?
I think if there was a little bit less showing, I'd know exactly that when the paste is on or off. But fingers crossed, when it does pop off, I'll just see a bit of body, and then I'll know exactly that is on or off. But yeah, that's good. That's a good starting point. I can work on that from then on.
How long are you expecting that paste to stay on? Or what would you like?
If I could get, it depends how many fish are in the peg. I mean, if obviously when you start getting liners and the water movement changes, then it's going to be quicker. But if there's no fish in your peg, hopefully if I can get 2-3 minutes out of it, then that'd be brilliant.
Yeah.
With the wind in that direction, that float just coming inside my pole, and there might be a touch of undertow in that depth. See now that body's just starting to show there. So I think if I hold my pole out just a touch, that'd be absolutely perfect.
Like a joke. We need to be commenting on that. When you said it moved, Cal,
Yeah.
one nailed it.
Did it?
Literally sucked the lot up, it's gone.
Did it really? That's crazy.
Like crazy, yeah. There's a pile there now, but it's not a lump anymore. I don't know if your hook's in that.
No, I don't. I feel like my bait's off now because it just popped up and went down a touch. But obviously that was my bite. I can't believe I didn't see more of an indication than that.
But it barely
Yeah, that's
moved. It
definitely-
literally lifted.
Yeah,
I reckon the fish lifted 2 inch off the deck,
yeah.
stayed there, and then moved
No.
off. It didn't like move or anything. Like a little chew. It had a funny mouth as well.
Did it
Like
really?
on them little mini mouths underneath. Now one's just come in and nailed the rest of it.
It just shows like the bites that you would think you would get on pace are so fast and aggressive that.
Yeah. I suppose it all depends whether they moved, doesn't it?
Yeah.
He
Did it not move
literally
off?
hovered like he wouldn't have moved your bait.
Really?
He was just a little chewing on it. I don't like doing this, I've decided.
Very clever.
This is very frustrating. Very, very frustrating.
So I'm just going to go in again. I'll just put a few micros, the same size bit of paste on, and just see if we can get him again. But it just shows starting negative, just with that little ball paste and a few micros.
Right, although when your micros came in then, they weren't right over your pace, but
Really?
it's still really good though.
Yeah, it's not too far
It'll look
away.
like it's a few inches away, but it's not. It is probably an inch away that they're landing. Just with the way these cameras are, it looks bigger than what it is.
Just this chuck, I'm just going to hold my pole out a touch, just so if I can keep that paste, I keep the float right over the top of where I drop my paste in, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because if I let that float come in, any movement on that float, it's just going to start pulling that bait, pulling that hook out the bait. Now for me, that is absolutely perfect how that float sat now. But that is absolutely, I've just held my pole out.
I think that's it there.
And I think the float just stayed right on top of where the paste went in. That was miles better. That was an indication then. Oh. What happened there? That was definitely a
That
bite.
one, it had almost either touched your line and spooked, or
Really?
spooked and got your line on the way out.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so that'll be a thing with this, with paste, that we noticed last time. That a tight line in the water, a straight line,
Yeah,
if they feel it, which they're going to on this because they've got a bit of anchorage,
yeah.
that's going to cause them to spook in it, which
Yeah, definitely.
could be a massive.
But you would have thought the speed that float went under then, 100% that's been picked up.
Would
but-
you thought that was a bite?
Yeah, I would have thought that was a proper bite. Yeah,
no,
definitely.
he was flying. He was gone.
That was a liner then.
Yes. How are we looking? Yeah, boy.
Is it there?
Beautiful. Yes. Beautiful.
That's
That one.
perfect
Michael's
again.
just coming down now, and they're bang on.
That's right. Is
They're
the paste there?
yeah, pretty much all over your paste. Then it's mad how much they spread though. There's no clump of micros.
No.
They're all lovely individual. Your bait is the only homing in point.
I think that's why a lot of people feed bigger particles with paste, because you get the fish mooching around in your peg, and then all of a sudden there's one great big clump, and then they just home in on it. But that float sat nice again now. That's sat like a third of the bristle just out the water.
Tell you what has happened this cast that I didn't think would. That paste has moved in the peg.
With the fish moving it.
A bit of both, Carl. I feel like it's dragged a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Or I don't know if it came off a while ago, I don't know. But it's
came
moved
off
about that far.
It came off about 10 seconds ago.
Did it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, do you know what they're not doing this time that was massive last time? Every time I shipped in on the margin video, they left me peg.
Right.
Oh, they just did. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. When I cupped in, they'd always leave the peg.
Is that the difference in depth, do you think?
No, but you did it then and they left.
Oh,
and I
really?
reckon that was just as your bait was going in. And they left the peg again. Just they come back ever so quick. Just see some micros coming in now. Oh, paste is just clinging on.
Can you see it?
Yeah, but I don't like it, but leave it for now and see.
Right, okay.
Something's happening, there's a little strand of weed right on the left of my camera. I think your line was just caught on it and it was holding your paste a bit, but so leave it for now. In fact, it is. Your paste is actually off the bottom.
Really?
Yeah. It's hovering off the bottom about 2 inches. Crazy, because the last little bit of line must be caught on the little bit of pondweed.
Yeah.
And it's like a flipping rain cloud. It's hovering above the bottom and just dripping paste.
No.
That's so weird.
I wouldn't have a clue that anything like that was going on just looking at the float. It sat there nice.
It's just literally disappearing your paste. It's like an Alka-Seltzer just fizzling. Oh, and now it just fell off and gone, bloop, gone.
Yeah, it's gone. Look, my float's popped up now.
Did
See
it
the
change
body?
then?
Yeah, it's
See
gone.
if you're stuck on a weed, Cal. No.
No.
That was so
I wouldn't
weird.
have known.
Right, yeah. Quite a bit more to the right, Cal.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at... I think you put it in, I think there's a lot of toe going that way as well.
That way, yeah. Because that's where I put that in. That's miles to the right where I plumbed up.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it does see the sediment's moving a lot from right to left on the screen. Say it's a shame. Normal fishing situation, every one of them are perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
Obviously, it's just we have to be so faffy abouty with the screen. Let's see where that one lands in now. Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah, I'm happy with that. We can see that beautifully.
That float's just sitting a little bit low. There we go. It all catches up then.
Yeah, it's all
You
tightened
do have
up
to
all
give
nice.
You do have to give it a few seconds with your float. Just let everything tighten up, because that went under a touch then as it went in.
Yeah.
But then as it all tightened up, it all just started popping out a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm really happy how that rig's working now.
Yeah.
That's sat
It's all
down
set
lovely.
nice. You're not having to mess about with it.
No. And then as soon as that paste comes off, it just pops up and you see the whole bristle and a bit of the body.
I feel like there's a load just off
That's
the
come off
screen.
now.
Does that come off?
Yeah, it's come off. So that was quite quick really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was that better though, Jay?
Yeah, perfect that, mate.
Yeah.
I think it was actually a struggle when you put it in, because the fish knock it about so much on the way in. Now see if they're affected by you cupping in again. No, not even bothered by any bait coming in like they were last time. It's incredible how preoccupied they get off a pinch of micros.
What happened then?
No, think it went. Right, everyone, just a quick one. We really apologise if there is a little bit of external noise, but we're right next to RAF Coningsby, which is not ideal for you lot because there's a bit of noise from the planes, but there's a chance of us seeing a great big bomber. So I'm really sorry if it makes any noise, but yes, there's nothing we can do about it. The planes are a bit of a pain, Carl. Wait there one sec. It's a little bit noisy, but that one was, I think it touched your line and spooked again on the way in.
So I felt it on the pole.
Yeah, it went over the back of it on the way in, I think.
Right.
Right, this should go in beautifully now. I've got a little space for it to come in. Come on. He knows that's coming in. You clever little. That one watched it. Literally what followed it down like we expect they do.
Yeah.
Looked at it and went, nah, you're all right.
Really?
Yeah. Yes, literally looked at it, knocked your paste out of screen. Oh, your paste coming back. Do you know what's crazy, Cal?
Yeah.
When your float's where it is now,
Yeah.
and slightly to the left,
Yeah.
your paste is off the bottom.
Oh, you're joking?
Yeah. Now it's just touching the bottom. But anywhere to the left, am I right? Yes, anywhere to the left where you are now, your paste is actually hovering off the bottom.
Because a bit of weed?
No. No, crazily not. It's almost as if the curve in your line is supporting the paste off the bottom. Yeah. And it's moving ever so quick through the peg now. It's going, where's it going? Out into the lake, sort of, is that right? How your float's moving, or is your float not moving?
I feel like my float's dead still at the moment.
Yeah, it's just trundling really slowly out into the lake.
Really? That's incredible. You would have never thought that.
No.
Looking at my rig, that to me looks absolutely perfect.
Yeah, it does seem to have held a little bit. Oh, no, it's still trundling. It's moved, but I don't actually know in reference to how this is, but I'd say it's moved 8 to 10 inches.
Is it really?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
There's like a little snail trail as well. Go on. So what, we're only 4 or 5 casts in, I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Nothing's made a beeline for that paste once it's been on the bottom.
Are they watching it as it comes in?
That last one, ridiculously. Literally went down, looked at it, and went, no, you're all right.
Right, okay.
They're not bothered by it or anything.
Do you reckon they're a little bit preoccupied on those micros?
Yeah, but there's hardly any micros actually there.
Do you reckon, let's see, maybe those 4 or 6 mils might be better?
Possibly. Less bait in peg.
Yeah.
One's going to flip and go for it now, and this one's in the way. Get out of the way. Oh, they're everywhere.
See, that bait's off now.
Has it? Is it gone?
Yeah, it's gone.
Go on, whiz in. I can't. I've got one sleeping on the camera.
Well, we fished for a little while then, and I'm absolutely baffled. I just can't believe my pace is off the bottom. If you were to actually look at the float and how the rig was working, I was so happy. I was perfect with how it was all working. But then you look at the camera and the pace is off the bottom. My mind's absolutely blown already, and we've only been fishing a little while, so I'm absolutely buzzing to get back on the box and see what else we can learn. But that is absolutely blown my mind already.
I can't believe that they haven't picked that paste out yet. The amount of fish in the peg seemingly competing, yet they're still avoiding that paste, so they don't seem homing in on it. We've definitely got to do something to sort that out. Right, Cal, paste off the deck. What have you done?
So really, the only thing I could think of doing to counteract that is just to put about 20 mil of depth on.
Yeah.
The other thing I'm going to think about, obviously I touched on it earlier, the peg's sloping, so I can just hold my pole a little bit back from the marker.
Yes.
So I have put 20 mil on, and I'm just going to start off using the marker the same way I was before. But if I do still get the same problem, I can just then start holding the pole a little bit back from where I was.
Yeah, the peg actually does, as you say, it goes from, as where I'm looking at it on the screen, from right to left, it does slightly slope and go down a little bit.
Yeah.
Which is out into the lake, what you'd expect.
But it's absolutely crazy, really, because you can't get much more of a perfect peg.
That would be beautiful.
And we're still getting these issues. So
yeah,
it just shows how much of a fine margin there is between getting it absolutely bang on and not getting it right at all.
Yeah.
Because I'm not being funny, you're not going to get a bite with a big ball paste sat up off the bottom.
No, they definitely knew it wasn't right. But that's my issue with bait. It highlights every single thing that's going on the bottom. It's what makes it so flipping hard to fish, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Every deviation shows up on that bristle.
And it did look perfect before. I got to
Yeah.
be honest, it looked like it was sat there like a third or half a bristle, and then as soon as it was off, it popped up and I could see the body. It was perfect, you know. You never would have thought in a million years that anything was wrong with it. It was sitting off the bottom or it was moving.
Yeah, that's beautiful this time. It stayed.
Yeah.
It's moved a little again.
Has it really?
Slightly, I'm going to say an inch.
Yeah.
It's got its little snail trail where it's getting dragged along again.
Is it on the bottom?
Yes, it's on the
comfortably?
bottom, not
Yeah, that's
wobbling.
better.
It is anchored now, lovely. And it's in the worst place for hovering before.
Really? And
Where it's landed,
yeah.
that's where it was being supported last time.
And I used my markers in exactly the same then. I put my marker right on the edge of my knee and potted it in exactly the same. So just 20 mil of depth difference is cured it, which is good.
It is anchored lovely now. Oh, one's just had a look then, thought about it.
I think what we need to try and sort out is how to get them to home in on the hook bait, because they're obviously coming in, they're inquisitive, aren't they?
Yeah, they're preoccupied by the
But
micros.
we just try and need to... Oh, that was a bite. There we go.
Yeah, it's not in the mouth. That looks like it is in the mouth.
Yeah, it's in the mouth, I think.
No, right, I don't even know what happened then. Like, so weird. One went and looked at it and ejected it, didn't, and it spat it up off the bottom.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I thought you'd moved your rig.
No, it was perfect. It was sat there like third bristle and it just flew under. The only thing I will say, that cast, with that extra little bit of depth on, I did feel like the float wasn't moving. We're only talking like an inch or two, but I did feel like everything was anchored up a little bit better.
Yeah. That was so, I don't know how that's in the mouth. The only thing I can imagine is it can't have sucked your hook out the paste. The paste was loose when you struck.
There we go.
Where is he? Is he common?
Common.
No, that's another weird mouth.
Yeah,
Though.
absolutely perfect in the top lip.
What's it like? Has he got a weird underslung mouth? Though?
Yeah, look, it's literally like the smallest like underslung mouth you could ever get.
Yeah.
That is perfect
I
in the
think
top
it
lip.
sucked your hook out the paste.
Really?
And that's gone in. But we never think about things like that. We fish with strange deformities, which often happen.
First
Yeah,
one of the
that's
day,
him.
mate. That is it.
Look, it's not even opening.
No. That's incredible, isn't it?
Right, awesome, Cal. One in the bank, but
Thank God for that.
I didn't like it. You're going to catch loads, don't worry about that. But it needs to be posher than that. That was an anomaly I'm putting that down to. That was
Yeah. Should we have
a
another go?
deformity. So we were on about changing feed as well, weren't you?
Yeah, obviously when we started with micros, but it's a lot of small particles in your peg.
Yeah.
Putting micros and ground bait with the paste.
Yes.
So swapping, I know a lot of the best paste anglers, they feed like 4 and 6 mil pellets with their paste.
Yeah, or corn. I remember some lads
corn.
fed corn,
Yeah,
which doesn't make
corn's-
sense, does it?
Corn's a great bait to feed with it. So
Yeah.
what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put some 6 mils in and see if the fish start picking that hook bait out with 6 mils in the peg better than with 2 mils.
Yes.
Because
Yeah,
it is a bigger difference between hook bait when you feed 6s and 2s.
Yeah, the sifting the twos, they're like,
Yeah.
they're just sucking everything. Whereas hopefully with 6s, they're going to pick up individual baits.
Because when you don't fish with paste on the hook, you feed small particles and then fish with a big bait on the hook. You're almost doing it in the opposite way round with paste. You're putting the small particles all round the hook, but feeding the big particles.
Yeah,
Right, I'm just going to put that on exactly the same marker again.
let's have a look at him, yeah.
My bit of my tape, I'm just going to put it right there. With that 20 mil of extra depth on, hopefully, if everything sits right, that should all be perfect about there. And that should anchor up on the bottom, lovely, like it did last year.
That's exactly the same place again, mate. And the
Yeah.
6 mils land better than the micros do. You couldn't put that on the bottom better.
Yeah, perfect. And that float sat. If I was going to pick how a rig's working for paste fishing, that is exactly how I would.
Is it?
It sat like a third of the bristle showing, and I just know now, as soon as that paste comes off, the whole bristle's going to show and a bit of the body.
Yeah. Yeah, everything is. That's the perfect trap, innit?
Oh, definitely an indicator. Probably shouldn't have struck at that, but it took me by surprise a little bit.
I reckon it'll have been a bite. As soon as you missed it, one was on it as well.
Really.
They got excited for your bait then for the first time.
I think I got a bit excited then after catching that one as well.
A bit giddy.
I should have been a bit more patient then, definitely. It just looked so good how the rig went in. I was just expecting it to go under.
So immediately, this is the thing with pace for me though. There is so much faffing about.
Yeah.
Isn't it? In relation to the amount of time you lose coming back in. And
yeah.
When it's standalone and it's right because of silt, weather, whatever, it is frightening.
Yeah.
When it's not right, nearly every other bait could be better than it, I think.
Yeah. I feel like when you're in the situation with paste as well, that when you're catching a lot of bigger fish on it, that's when it comes into its own.
Yes.
But if you're catching the same size fish, then maybe other baits. But I mean, we've seen it win a lot of matches though. Like you look at the glebe and that.
Yeah. Yeah, when it works.
It is. See, that's just dropped down a bit. Oh no, there it is.
Yeah, I feel that's a little bit further out, but only inches.
Yeah, really.
It's still right in the middle. I can still see what's going on there beautifully.
See, that's sat nice now. That's lovely there.
One came in then and went straight to your 6mm because there was a lovely little pile of 6mm then.
Really.
And
so
it
the
went
six
straight to it.
That was another big indication.
Yeah, just didn't touch. You must have touched your line that one, or
Right.
moved your pace by spooking a little. Gone. But they don't stay in the peg anywhere near as long with 6mm as they do micro pellets.
Okay, so they come in and have a little munch and then go again.
Yeah, but still loads of bait.
Right. Okay.
Little gang of perch just come in then. I'm not catching one of them. Yeah, it's definitely not as attractive.
Okay.
Nowhere near as attractive as 6mm. And there is a proper accumulation starting to get, even after 3 feeds.
Yeah.
There's
like a pile of 6mm left there.
a couple of dozen in the peg.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of bait left in the peg quickly, and they're nowhere near excited. They're not bothered now. They're zooming, in fact, they're not putting their heads down. Oh yeah, this one's thinking about it. That'll be me. Fat boy wants to feed on the way past. Oh yeah, now they're back. Need that bit of competition. Once one has a little go.
Okay.
There's no purpose to how any of them feed though. They're very scatty. And
see, that bait's off now for me.
yeah, I'm having that. It looks the pile's well gone now.
Yeah, that's off now. See, that body's just started to pop up. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Go on. So what do you think then? Carry on with 6mm or?
Give me one more go. Yeah, I'm not liking them. They feed, so do you know what they do that I've always known they do with hard pellets?
Yeah.
They eat one.
Really?
They literally only ever pick one, maybe 2 maximum up, and then they come off the bottom and disappear. And then they come back in when they digested it, pick another one up.
Right.
They never pop about.
They're not going to graze around the peg.
Yeah. Even though there's competition, like there can be 4 fish in the peg at once.
Yeah.
They still only pick 1 pellet up each. And your bait's standing out beautifully among them.
Yeah.
Yet they never home in on it. Not a single one yet has homed in on your bait. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, they've sort of, the one bite that you've had was a bit stumble across it once it had a few micros.
So I'll just do that again. I'll go onto my tape. I'll put it about there. Hopefully that should be perfect. Here's the 6mm. 6mm go faster than your paste. Yeah.
They come in first, and here's your paste. And paste off bottom again.
Yeah, and my float's sinking, so that would make sense.
Is it?
I think I just tapped that in a little bit too far that time.
Yeah. Now it's just touch bottom now and anchored.
I tell you what I done then. I sat on my box differently.
Did you?
And I think that just pushed where I put it, because obviously the tape's on my knee.
Yeah.
I sat forward a little bit. So that just shows like how precise you've got to be with the paste.
Be bang on if that bottom's not flat, haven't you?
Yeah.
And even that, what's that? 2-inch difference probably maximum from one side to the other.
Yeah. If I was to sit on my box, sit back a little bit on my box, that would have been perfect, even with my tape on my knee.
Yeah.
So that's sitting off the bottom now, that paste.
I hate fish. It's like watching, within 3 feeds, it is like watching completely different fish in a peg.
Really?
Completely different the way they're behaving.
From those 6s to the 2s?
Oh, mate, it's unbelievable. It's like there's nothing in your peg now for a big period.
Right.
And then they come in, pick one, spook. They're not happy at all.
No.
Yeah, and they're a lot higher. They're sort of like off the bottom for whatever, a foot maybe.
Yeah.
They are not coming down.
Is that pace still off the bottom?
That since you first put your rig in,
Yeah.
that rig has moved right over to your right-hand side
Yeah,
sort of thing.
yeah.
I bet you it's moved a foot. I'm guessing. It's moved a long old way. Does it come off now?
Just come off now,
It jumped
yeah.
then, it sort of like bounced a bit.
Yeah, it come off now.
Yeah. Just for one cast so I can see how quick they come back into your peg, and if they change that quick,
Yeah.
go back to micros. I know it's
Micros.
not the right thing to do, but I'd love to see the reaction of the fish
Yeah, okay.
to see if they change that fast.
How's the size of the pace looking?
Yeah,
Jay? Does
nice.
it look all right?
At the minute, yeah, it's not causing any problems.
It doesn't look too out of place.
No, I'd eat it. Yeah. It looks right. Do you know what I mean? It looks right what you expect it to do.
Yeah. Get to my tape. Sit back on my box. I reckon that should be perfect about there.
Oh, that's a fish. Shoal and Rudd have seen that. Just whiz past. Oh, you little buggers. Do it again, Cal. Shoal and Rudd just like wiped you out and threw your rig right off screen. I can't
Yeah.
see anything. Oh no, I can't
Did
see it on
I?
the good screen. But in fact, leave it for a sec just so I can watch. Your bait is getting absolutely mullered right now
By Rudd.
by Rudd. Yeah, it's them bigger ones with the red fins that were a pain last time, the slightly bigger ones.
Right.
Well,
We're
yeah,
just
I tell
pecking
you,
away at it.
Your bait's coming back into screen now, so leave it. There's one just off screen, but I've got him on the other camera. Oh, here he is, he's coming round.
My float sat really low there.
Yeah, it's sort of in it's in that same place where it was hovering before,
Yeah.
but yeah, a little bounce then,
Yeah,
your pace actually bounced then.
I moved the float myself then, that was me.
Yeah, but you've got away with it, it's not come off.
Not come off.
No.
That's good.
But that was in the bit that's slightly deeper in the peg.
Okay.
It's if anything, thinking about it, it's probably where Adam's foot was sat when he's setting the camera.
Yeah.
It probably is, isn't it? It's probably the impressions where the camera's getting put in. A little bit deeper. No fish though, at all.
Nothing's come in.
It came in at most of those micros. And now, nothing other than a little Peter perch.
Just feel like there's something you could do just to get them to pick out your hook bait.
Yeah. Yes, definitely. It's not. Well, I don't know what's happening now. To be fair, there's nothing.
I always imagined when you've got paste on the hook, because it's such a big hook bait, they'll just come straight in and straight away they'll go for your hook bait. But
Yeah.
that's not obviously looking like the case, is it?
No, definitely not. There can't be a better standouty bait, can there? Than
No.
the size-wise that we're with. It's massive, isn't it? Surely
Yeah.
they see it every time. There's one sneaking in. So they've definitely changed the last 10 minutes. Really changed. They cleared those micros out really quick.
And just left that paste.
Yeah, just the paste and some 6mm that they're just not interested in whatsoever. I'd love to know how far that paste's actually moving. I think it's like, it looks like it's moving miles, but I think it's like 2 inch.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just like trundles really slow, like a little tumbleweed tumbling across the peg.
That pace is staying on well this cast.
Yeah, it's moved really slow this cast. Wait till the pace comes off and then one more feed. I don't know what I'd be thinking. What would you be thinking now?
I'd be thinking there's nothing in my peg.
Yeah.
Because I haven't had any signs like line bites, any aggressive bites this chuck.
Yeah, it just hasn't. So what would you do?
More bait.
Just a recast or a big hit or a hit?
I think you could probably just keep going with it.
Yeah, keep having fast casts.
Yeah, because obviously every time see that bait's off now, 100% that's off. It's just totally popped up.
That was a long time that look. I weren't timing that, but I bet you that were a good 3 minutes then.
Yeah, which is nice. That I felt like that was enough time to give yourself a chance of a bite.
Yes.
One more chuck with micros.
Yeah, go on.
Tell you what I'll do. I'll just fill that cup up with micros this time. Just try and get them competing a little bit more.
Yeah. definitely keeps them preoccupied and happy in the peg.
Does it?
Yeah.
Right.
Got another plane in case it gets a bit noisy.
Is that pace sinking quicker than the micros?
I'm going to say yes, it was.
Yeah.
Whether it will now or not. Yeah, paced in first. Beautiful that, mate. And the micros, where are they? Oh, yeah, there they are.
That's quite a big difference, isn't it?
I've literally just saw them come from out the sky.
Yeah.
Beautiful! That was amazing.
Perfect.
That one like nailed it, like properly nailed it. But do you know what it was? It was the micros that brought them down to your bait, not your bait.
Right.
Your bait were in and they followed the micros down on top of it. Yeah, it's a bit of a big one, that pal.
I think that was foul. Look,
No, that one, it was bang on. It was big and angry. But that was beautiful, that one. Craig said they were a bit angry.
That's mental. That nearly pulled me in. But that looked good, did it, in the mouth?
Like, perfect.
Really?
But it was the micros that brought them in. It was, your bait was in, nothing, and then you saw two carp literally followed the micros in, eating them as they came, got to your bait, nailed it.
So that was more micros that time as well?
Yeah, they loved it.
So made me more bait?
Yeah, they followed, 1,000,000%, they were up in the air and we're not seeing them.
See, if that was match now, I would have said definitely that was foul look, the way it kicked off and that, but obviously not.
No, but perfect.
Right.
Right, back in.
Full cup of micros again.
See what they do, there's a couple troughing already on it now. Like, they're just so different. The 6 mils, they were having none of it. Now that one just had 30 pellets.
Really?
Just kept on going, like pecking and pecking.
That was, that bite was exactly the same as the first one.
Was it?
Just sat there like half a bristle and it's just gone.
Beautiful, yeah, you paste it at the bottom.
Yeah, that's down now.
Where's your micros? That one was eating micros then. It was eating them off the bottom. Yeah, your micros coming in. One's literally putting his head down. As the micros are sinking, that's when they're happiest.
Really?
And he's literally mooching now, coming towards your bait.
Oh.
That was another little gnarly one came in on the top and gave you a liner then.
Really?
Yeah, that wasn't a bite.
It did look fast though.
5 more seconds you'd have had a bite then if that little
It did look
hadn't
fast, I had to strike.
Yeah.
If I wouldn't have struck, I would have regretted it.
Yeah. Mate, that cloud of bait coming in is everything today.
That bit more bait.
Everything. It's just the cloud of it. I don't even think it's the volume. It's just they love seeing it coming through in little bits. And
maybe they just couldn't see it before.
Yeah, they're so happy. But there's even smell. It's notable on the screen. 6 mils is nothing because there is nothing. With micros, there's bits and there's attraction everywhere for them.
Yeah, yeah.
Rather than a lump of flipping pellet on the bottom and that's it. I think we don't do that enough as match anglers, have enough attraction in the peg. The smells or, I mean, bits in the peg. It does not keep them happy.
Right.
Right, how are we looking? There's one in the peg now, sat off the bottom, digesting. And your bait's come in, he has watched that come in then.
That's my pace, that's down now.
Yeah, he didn't move. Mate, it's done it again. Carl, it's like the, and now they get excited. It's like they're right up in the air, like really shallow.
Yeah.
They come out like parachutes, the carp, like the way they drop down. They literally come out of nowhere with the cloud of micros. And there's one just looking at me now, just like, yeah, not eating that. But he's just digesting. Oh, we are. He's putting this. There's another weird one. Come on, go down, eat it. No, stop posing. Weird little mouth on him. I'm calling him Snout Nose. He was like a little, he looked like a bat, like a bat's face. He's just mooching around, still head down, dead happy. Not like they were with 6 mils.
They're still in the peg for that long now?
Oh mate, there's never left your peg since you've been in. And now there's a bit more competition. There's now 3 or 4, but just away. But the more there is with this, the more likelihood of a flipping liner, isn't it? That's the problem.
I haven't had a sign this chuck though on the float.
No, they are just out into the lake.
Okay.
One's coming towards it now beautifully. Come on, eat that now. Eat it, eat it, eat it, yeah, eat it.
Yeah, was it on?
Like that. that just like found its way, but not beelining for it, just wiggled its way towards it.
That was different. That was different, that bite though. It wasn't like straight under. It didn't fly under at all. It was just,
yeah.
I don't know, I struck, but I done it like half-heartedly.
Was it? It was like he was just carrying on. He never lifted up. But it's such a fine line though between your rig being knackered because it's paced.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean, yeah.
Without doubt, I keep saying it, but it's his biggest downfall. That if that was knocked because a fish wiggles its bum in the wrong way, you've missed that bite. Or never had that bite, your rig's not in. They're proper angry, aren't they?
Yeah, really bad.
This, what was it? It was a mirror, this one.
Mirror.
Yeah. They are not interested one bit in
It's
them.
a common.
No. Must be a gnarly, ugly one then, maybe. I'm sure it was a mirror that was about to eat. Yeah. It came in from the other way a bit, so maybe not, but...
100% it's a common.
Is it?
What are you looking at, Jay?
I don't know, I might be watching a replay or something. This might be another day. I'm sure it was a mirror that was gnarling away. But I saw it definitely came and ate it beautifully. I was getting excited with watching the bait, that's what it was. So good.
Hey, another one. Definitely a common though.
Well, that should be all perfect though. Beautifully 10 out of 10, I'm guessing that one.
Yeah, absolutely. Could not have put that in a better place.
Yeah.
Like literally there.
Well, perfect that one.
Bit of weed on the hook though.
Is there?
That might have been just when I was playing it.
It up
Yeah. Well, I cannot believe how good those micros have been. I really thought those 6 meals would help the fish pick out the hook bait, but that's definitely not been the case.
Right, them micros are definitely making a massive difference, but I think without them, they're just not picking that hook bait up. That's what's drawing them in. We've got to find something else that makes that hook bait a little bit more attractive.
So I'm really happy with how my rig's been working for those last 2 fish. Let me take you through every component of it. To start off with, we've got a size 10 MXC2 hook, which is really important. The great thing about paste, because you're wrapping it around the hook, the fish can never see it. With a size 10 hook on, if you hook the fish properly in the mouth, there's a very good chance you're going to get them out, and the fish you're hooking are going to be very big. The line itself is a brand new line that I'm just testing at the moment, and I've gone ultra heavy. I've gone 0.26. There's a very good chance we could get broke today because the fish fight very hard. So 0.26, I don't feel like it's going to make any difference if we scale down to like 0.20. So 0.26, nice and strong, nice and robust. Now, one of the most important bits of this rig is where I put my bulk and how big a bulk I'm having. I touched on it earlier that I've put the correct amount of shot on the line so that the bristle and the body just shows with no bait on the hook. But then when I obviously put the paste on the hook and plumbed up correctly, it will sit down to half bristle. The best thing about that is that when the paste pops off, the float will just pop up a little bit. Right, so the float itself is an actual paste design float, a real long bristle, a real long fiberglass stem, which makes it ultra stable. Like I said, the bristle is the most important bit. It needs to be long. So when the paste is on, it sits at half bristle, and then when the paste is off, it just pops up, so you see a little bit of the body. The round body helps as well, as it just keeps it a little bit more stable. Just above the float itself, because the wind is coming in at me today, I'm using 3 number 8 back shot, which help me just hold onto that float nice and tight to stop it moving. The elastic itself is matching the hook and the hook line. It's 18 to 20 slick, so it's nice and strong, nice and robust. I can let the fish swim off, but I feel like I can have plenty of power within the top kit, within the elastic to bring them back. Now, another great component of the rig is my paste pot itself. Now, I've got this 30 inches back from the tip of the top kit. Now, that's really important because we're fishing in 6 foot of water here today, and I've got about 1 foot of line above the float. I've actually got 7 foot of line on my rig. Now, if I was to put this paste pot really close to the end of my top kit, there's a very good chance as I ship out, it could tangle, it can twist up. So by having the paste pot 30 inches back from the tip of the top kit, that gives me plenty of space for the rig to hang, and with that bulk in that position, it will eliminate any tangles. I can get out, I can ship 30 inches past where I'm fishing, plop my paste in, and then move my float right on top of where that paste has just landed. But all round, A really simple rig that's working brilliant. Everything's nice and anchored up. Everything's nice and strong. It's never going to let you down, which is really important when you're fishing with paste and catching really big fish.
Right, you lads, really sorry to interrupt this phenomenal video, but half of you haven't subscribed, so go down there and click on the subscribe button for Matrix Fishing TV and you get to see loads and loads of videos just like this. Also, while you're down there, go in the comments and let me know what you would do to fix this situation right now. We're still just midpoint to this video. We need to catch some more of this carp. What is our next step? Right, Cal, what are we thinking?
Well, we've caught a couple, but there's obviously plenty of fish in the peg by the sounds of things.
Yeah.
I'm going to give this green paste a go. I mean, straight away it feels totally different. It's a lot stickier, so it might stay on a little bit longer, and it's going to blend into the bottom a little bit more, which might be a good thing.
I like that. I feel that they're not, the micros are the draw, it wasn't the bait that was the draw.
Yeah,
that's what we were missing with the blendy in.
Maybe having even if the hook bait blends into the bottom nice, maybe because it's just a touch different to the micros, it will stand out a bit, you know.
Yeah, a bit less scary. We've got a proper aquarium going on now. There's tench everywhere. We've got we might even have 4 tench in the peg. Yeah, you're catching tench now. It's happening. This one needs to get out of the way though, because I can't see anything. It's just, don't even know what's happening.
So I'm going to drop that in. I'll just hold it exactly where the wind's a little bit tricky at the moment.
They just spooked a little bit. Is it?
Yeah, I think the pole tip might have spooked them then.
Yeah.
There we go. Hopefully that should be perfect. If I can hold that float tight.
Got nothing yet. All the fish have well bailed out the peg. But I've seen nothing come in, mate. A couple of micros coming in now. Same again. Even the tench followed the micros down. But I've not had your paste come in yet.
It might not be as easy to see with that colour.
I don't think it was on screen, mate. I don't think. They nailed them micros. Did exactly the same thing again. Straight down on them micros. I can't see your bait, Carl. I think we've got to redo that one, mate.
Put it back in, hang on. It must have been a little bit further, that.
Yeah, a little bit more to your right. It's like that wind's got up again now.
Yeah.
So maybe another 6 inches.
It definitely
to your
changes it with that wind getting up. Like where you put your bait and that.
Yes. Your micros fell beautifully.
Did they?
I think it was just off screen, your paste, I reckon. "12 seconds it took for your bait to hit the bottom then."
Really?
Yeah, and your micros still haven't come in.
That's 2 seconds a foot.
Yeah. Oh, they've just literally pushed your bait out the flipping peg.
I had an indication straight away then, Jay.
Yeah, they were just bumping into your line though, not your bait. They're like little clumsy weird ones in the peg.
Is there still tench there, or is it carp?
Both.
Both.
Oh, you've just brought that back onto me good screen. Oh yeah, baby, beautiful. Keep that there. Oh, don't eat it now because I can't see if you eat it now. Oh no, we're all right. Already, one cast in. Don't like the green one.
Don't like it?
They're just not, they don't even acknowledge it.
Maybe they just can't see it.
No, they can. Like 1,000,000%. He's literally looking at it right now. They just want to mop up micros. But they really do. There's one tickling it now with its fin. Go on, if he turns a little bit now, no, he's just wafted it out of the way. Oh, where's that gone?
I think that was a liner, that.
Yeah, it was, mate. But give it one more go.
Yeah.
They definitely don't want it. Like, really don't want it.
Maybe
Your other one would have gone.
Maybe a different colour that just stands out from the bottom, because I feel like this green stuff,
yeah,
it really does blend in with the bottom.
Yeah. Only as much as the brown one did, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's not much between them.
Right.
Oh, here he is. Where is it? There he is. Perfect, that, mate. Micro's right on top of it. That was weird. Like, so weird that.
Do you reckon that's fouled?
Maybe. It's as if it got... Do you know if it's fouled, right?
Yeah.
It's like in the mouth, under the chin fouled. It was almost like it got its face tangled up in the line. But as it went for it, it was eating the micros and it got tangled up in the paste.
Do you not think that... Do you think the hook stayed in the paste too well?
No, because it didn't try and eat the paste.
Did it not?
No, it was trying to eat the micros and got tangled in the paste. Because it had been... That one had had 2 or 3 goes right around your paste and never been bothered with it.
Like
it didn't know it was there.
Yeah, it's in the tail.
It's what?
It's in the tail.
In the tail.
Yeah.
It's just wafting it everywhere when they spook or something then, aren't they? Proper in the tail.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense. Like, whatsoever doesn't make any sense. The only thing it can be is that it spooks that quick, it's turning round as you're striking.
Right, okay. So maybe his mouth come onto the bait.
Yeah, it was on it. It was as if...
As it turned, I struck and then caught his tail as it's gone by.
Maybe, yeah. We'll have to... Really, I'd love to watch that one back when we get a chance. But crazy. But he definitely ignored the paste.
Right, okay.
And it were tickling his nose and he still didn't eat it.
Should we have one more go, or...?
Yeah, one more go with green. And then... Up to you. Very vivid, maybe?
I know this sounds stupid, but this paste is like quite a bit stickier.
Yeah.
And I feel like if they suck this in, it's going to stay in a ball and the hook's not going to pull through as well.
Maybe. It looks like it sits on the bottom a lot.
Yeah.
More of a claggy lump.
I feel with that match method mix, as they suck it in, the hook's going to come out of the paste as they're sucking it in.
Yeah. Is it worth softening that one up before you go out?
It's quite difficult to do though, because it's just so...
Is it a sticky one?
It's just so much more sticky, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Well, lots of different fish now. I'm not seeing these this morning.
Was that a better position, that last cast though?
Beautiful. Maybe a tiny little bit to the right, but that was... It seems to land, when it's good, in the same place all the time, in that slightly deeper area that you were dropping it in first time. Adam's footprint, we're going to call it. I'd say same place, that's just off, but quite often it comes back in. Yeah, boy. They literally lose the brain for their micros coming in.
Really?
And that was just...
I felt it on my pole tip.
Yeah, it almost got tangled up in your line, but
right.
It got tangled up because your rig's on the bottom.
Yeah.
And it's looking upwards towards the micros, and they're all going scatty for them.
Because my hook bait was on the bottom before.
Yeah. Yeah, they're falling around it. It just got tangled up in the line. They are going mental for these. You reckon there's a way of making a micro-y type paste?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm sure if you slopped up some micros, there'd be a way.
Yeah, because it needs to stay as micros for about 10 seconds on the bottom, and you'll have one.
A lot of people roll the paste in micros before they go out as well.
Oh, do that. Oh, I like that.
Yeah. So if I wet these micros down a touch,
yeah,
and I'll make my paste up, and then I'll roll the paste in micros.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's have one more cast on this. Then yes, let's do that.
Have a little mess about with them, yeah?
Mate, they're loving them. They are going berserk for micro pellets.
Right.
Like uncomprehendibly berserk, considering they don't nail yours as soon as it hits the bottom. It doesn't make any sense.
I think if we roll that match method mix in micros,
yeah,
that could be good, couldn't it?
Yeah, let's do that next.
Because then the paste is the same colour as the micros as well.
Beautiful. That one's in. I swear to God, your paste comes in and they look up. Like waiting for the micros to come in. Where are they? Yeah, it's getting all excited now. Another one's parachuting down, eating them. They are eating them. It's because there's so much chaos around your rig, Cal.
Really?
Yeah, they're eating them before they get to the bottom if they can. And then they're following down and mopping them up. Maybe I'm not liking... I'd love some micros on the hook, like pasty type. I'm not liking the micros loose anymore.
Sloppy micros.
Maybe even a ball, yeah.
Shall I try a ball?
Yeah, it'll have to be a proper, yeah, if it'll get down.
They might suck the ball micros up.
I reckon they will. I reckon they will just nail it. So we're going in, ball of micros, so hopefully get to the bottom.
Yeah.
And the normal, and that green paste.
And the green, yeah.
Go on, a little bit to the right for us. Perfect. They're so tuned in, you know.
What do you think it is though, Jay? Do you think it's the colour of them, or is they just know it's micros?
I think they know they're safe.
Really?
Yeah. Whether it's a method feeder going in and micros being loose, or oh, he was in the way then, I couldn't see that. Yeah, they just get so excited that they didn't end up in a ball, Cal.
Oh, didn't they?
No, but they didn't quite go up in the air for him enough. And how your bait isn't getting eaten now.
That was a touch there.
The tent's just like nuzzled it, didn't want to know, it's not a micro pellet.
But it's not right though. If they're eating those micros like that,
they're destroying them.
Yeah, there's surely got to be a hook bait you can put on where they'll just eat that as quick.
Mate, I will not get a bite. There's one now. It'll be foul up.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, and he tried to sort of mouth around your paste.
It was a perfect bite though.
Did it? It went. Amazing, he never ate your paste.
Sorry?
He never ate the paste. Yeah, the paste's still on the bottom. The paste's just gone now.
Feels in the mouth.
That's it. It'll be in that area where we got him, but he 1,000,000% didn't eat the paste. Where's he gonna be? That looks perfect on it. If that's top lip, then I'm off home, okay? Doesn't even look like the one I saw suck it in now. Looked like a little tiny one.
Slightly better one.
Where's he up, Carl?
In the nose.
Yeah.
It's like an inch away.
Yeah. He hasn't even tried to eat it.
It's just
you know when
coming
we think
grubbing.
they're feeding funny, that's what we say, don't it?
Yeah.
When didn't even eat it. Didn't even try and eat it.
Right.
Just nudged it at the wrong time to make you think you had a bite.
But the bite was just like, whew.
Yeah.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, mad. What does it have to move it? If it moved it an inch, that's how good that bite looks, doesn't it?
The thing I still don't understand about it all, how does it move the float that quickly and it not be in his mouth?
Yeah.
How's that possible?
Yeah, the line's that tight with paste on it, just, I don't know. It's moved it that much, like knocked it by accident as it's getting the micros around it.
It's incredible, isn't it?
It doesn't, I hate fish. I don't want to do any more of these.
You were retiring.
Yeah, I really don't want to. It's just, but all do you know what I mean? You're thinking now, oh yeah, that one's had it, I've just hooked it weird.
Yeah.
That's what you're thinking.
Yeah.
I'd be exactly the same.
But it's not actually eating your hook bait.
It's not eating your bait. Yeah, and there's been several that have done what that did then and got away with it.
Yeah, but he didn't.
Just mad.
Size 10 MX2, straight in the nose.
We need a different hook bait, like we really do. They're not eating that.
Got to try something different.
Yeah.
So obviously they're reacting to those micros incredibly. It's bringing so many in the peg, isn't it?
Yeah, man.
So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go back to my original paste, the Match Method mix. I'm just going to try something. I know what a lot of people do.
Yeah.
Just going to get it, and I'm just going to roll micros around the ball. So I've made the actual original paste a bit smaller, but then just moulded a few micros around. Look at that.
I love that.
So it's exactly the same colour as what we're feeding.
Yeah.
And what they're eating, we've got around the paste now. But we've still got our original paste underneath. That's got to be worth a shout, isn't it?
Yes, I love that. If that doesn't go, that might break me a little bit.
Yeah. Still put some micros in loose. But surely.
A lot of rud in the peg now. Come on. Leave the swim, please. Oh, he did. You really don't like a carp when there's a rud in the peg.
So I'm just going to drop that just about there, I reckon.
Oh.
That's about an inch inside my tape now, because that wind's got up just a touch. Fingers crossed that should be perfect.
Leave the peg. The bait ball might spoil this.
Bang. That looks good to me.
It's beautiful, other than lack of carp and infestation of silverfish.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I had an indication then, but it wasn't a proper bite.
No, it'll have been a 3 million rud above your rig, Cal. Yeah, I'm not even counting that cast. I think that's just all bad timing.
Yeah. That was absolutely perfect.
You got a tench!
No, the tench.
He come out and he came over the camera like they have been doing.
Mate.
Snuck in between the rod.
Mate, that was the best pace bite I've ever seen in my life.
In fact, I'm going to keep my gob shut because I've not been good on species up to now today. I think it was a tench. Hey,
Mate, if that's not a tench now, I'm going to be
I'll
gutted.
go home. I'll go home. It's not a tench. It's pulling a bit hard. That's what's freaking me out. It's not going to be a tench. I'm sure it was a tench. I'm certain it was.
It's fighting a bit different to the carp.
I hope it is because my credibility's
Did it
right
look
out the
big?
pan already.
Oh no.
It was definitely a tench. Definitely a tench. They come off.
I cannot believe I lost that tench.
Round 2. Let's try that again.
Let's go.
I'm loving it. It's gone back to how it was before that cast now. No carp, many rudd. But we're going to have a couple of casts doing this. Oh. Like that. On cue. Carp appeared. Rudd bailed. And come back. It's not as many. Oh.
Someone hit that then, Joe?
Yeah, literally. I think the rudd sort of stitched you up then as well, but a carp went for your pace as soon as it.
Because I didn't know really what to strike at because
it was proper go then.
It was settling and the float was sort of a bit up and down, so I didn't know really what to like if I was to strike or not.
The very first 2 carp that went for that then,
Yeah.
both had a go at it.
Did they really?
And it's only due to being clumsy or whatever that they didn't have it. They both made a beeline for it.
I felt like I should have struck then on those original indications.
That's a massive tench, gal.
Is it?
Oh, please go down on that. No, he's not even putting his head down him. He was huge. Proper, it loses its appeal the longer it's in the water.
Is that because the micros come off it?
Maybe, and there's just no attraction elsewhere in the water.
Right.
Oh, one's come in. No, changed his mind. So when there's no excitement there, it's very placid and
Do you think it's just the bait falling through the water that brings the fish in the peg? Once it's hit the bottom, they're not just not as interested. See, that's off now.
No way. No way. No way. It was like a kid licking a lollipop.
No.
Like 10 times, just like.
But the float was going like that. It was
your
almost
pace
like.
was bouncing as well.
Yeah.
But the carp is. I don't think it was carp causing that because your pace was doing that before.
Yeah.
It's literally just like it's just licking it for ages, like 2 or 3 seconds, but never took it in. Don't know whether it had a little diddy mouth or something, but never took it in. How do we even ever catch fish? Like ever? They're all just bell ends.
Same again?
Yeah, same again. What is going on? Well, these are a bigger gang, these. Right, rudd have gone. This is the one that proves everything this cast, as long as they don't knock it off.
That was a tricky one, that, because I never knew quite what to strike at.
Yeah.
Because the float was like this.
It's as if your pace just all of a sudden started going up and down. Nothing to do with the fish, though.
Really?
It was already doing that, as if it had just, your float had caught in the wind or something.
Like the ones I've caught already, your float's just there and it's just gone.
Yeah.
Like immediately.
All sorts in peg now. Some like quite big perch and all sorts. Right, bait's coming in. See how excited they get. One's clocking them. One's just gone up to like clock your things coming in. Micro's base come in.
That's perfect now, I sat, Jay.
It's licking it again. It's licking it again, Carl. There's 2 of them eating that one ball of paste. Have you got him?
No. It didn't move. It did down.
Third one came in. Before that though, there were 2. Your ball's there. There's 2 of them at the same ball. And then one came in after them and nailed it. The micros have made everything so much more exciting around your hook bait though.
Yeah, they're just coming straight for it now instead of like moving away.
Everyone's having a go.
Well, basically every chuck since I've put that on, I've hooked one, haven't I?
Yes. The subtlest, irrelevant detail in the world that you'd think wouldn't make any difference, would you?
Just rolling a few micros round.
Yeah, it's a difference.
I suppose if that's what they want to eat, then, and that was beautiful as well. the float just sits there and there's just nothing, no indications, and it's just goes under about 1,000,000 miles an hour, you know?
Do you know what I reckon? It was too big.
Too big? But
Yeah.
the problem is, I'm putting a piece of paste on, just goes round the hook and then moulding micro, so it's just, it's
you can't
double.
do it any other way.
I can't do it any smaller.
No. That's all it could have been with them first two, is that they can't fit it in there.
It's a tench.
That's, no. It better not be. No, don't start you. Don't. I expect that off like Les, not off you. That was the best bite ever. I'm going to put lots of stars on.
Oh, now that is perfect.
Is
you
it?
could
As
not
it should
position
be.
that any better.
He ain't coming off.
That is never ever coming off. Incredible,
That
that.
is such a subtle change to the hook bait though to make it so different.
Yeah.
Yeah, 20 minutes ago I wasn't liking that hook bait.
Perfect now.
And
isn't
now
it?
it's like, yeah, job done. Do it one more time with just that.
Yeah.
And then let's go extreme or something and completely change
Yeah,
colour
do
or
something.
whatever. But that's, I'm going to give that the conclusive.
See that, what happened that cast, where it went in, it settled nice. I said to you, it looks nice.
Yeah.
And then just out of the blue, it just flew under.
Did it?
That's just perfect. You can't,
Yeah.
I don't think you can get it any better than that, you know?
I'll tell you, it'd be good seeing if we can split screen it with the bite cam
Yeah.
on these. Just how little the fish actually move off and how much your float moves.
Moves, yeah.
It's literally them sucking it in with enough power makes that float proper.
So it's
Houdini.
actually the fish sucking the bait in that makes the float go under.
I think that's what it is, yeah.
It's
Yeah, I
not
do.
when the fish turns.
Yeah. And I think by the time you've struck, that's what makes it turn.
Right, okay.
Yeah, probably because you're fishing with paste and it's so tight.
Yeah.
It's so direct to your bait, isn't it? Right, catching a tench this cast. It's there waiting for us. You stay there. Oh, and he's that big one as well.
Is there one there?
Yeah, big green one. I want him. We'll be looking. It's coming
Should
in.
be about
Still
right.
spook a little bit sometimes when it comes in.
I made a little bit more noise then though.
Yeah. The rudd were after that one. And the perch came down for it. Behave yourself. Yeah. You're not feeding any micros now, Carl?
Yeah, I'm still filling the rest of the pot up.
Oh, I hear they come. Well, they're not having that same effect, but only because the silver fish are all over us.
Oh, was that a rod?
That was a rudd bite.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Did it move much?
Yeah.
Did it? Flew under?
Yeah.
It was just like they're nibbling on it. It might have been one above it though, maybe. Maybe it was a liner.
Yeah, maybe a
off one.
liner, yeah.
There was a lot there. So excited having the screen. It's like every cast is a new little television programme you're watching. You don't know what the outcome's going to be. That's still there, that paste.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's the first time one's not come in and nailed the lot.
You've got to keep these micros really wet to keep doing it.
Yeah,
As soon as they dry out, they won't stick.
yeah. He's just at the pile now, him. Come on, if this comes in perfect now, it'll be beautiful. Come on. Good. Oh, mate.
Gone in nice. I had to.
Mate, it doesn't get no... But it came up. It like ate it and flew up in the air. Like it. Did you get a different bite?
Yeah, it went like dip and then stayed and went.
Yeah.
I reckon that first dip was when I
That
should
was
have
the bite.
struck.
Yeah. It behaved so different, that one. It ate it and came straight off like a bream flying out the water.
Really?
That was better, but perfect though.
Yeah.
As soon as it landed, it nailed it.
They like those micros, don't they?
Mate, it's just the one. Just come in. Out the way. Out the way. Out the way. There's a lot of fish in the peg now. Where is he? Oh, mate. Oh.
Nice. I had to.
There were 3 of them then, all
I had
fighting
to
for it.
strike.
Did you? They
Yeah.
bash it out the way.
Yeah. It's weird
Everything's
though.
perfect other than it's not going in the flipping mouths.
It's weird though. You sort of like I had to strike on that one because it was so quick.
Yeah.
But I sort of at the same as I was striking, thinking that ain't going to be on.
Yeah.
You just know.
Yeah.
When you get the right bite.
Yeah. But if you leave it 90% chances, your bait's got knocked off anyway.
Yeah.
You can't win, can you?
You can't not come in.
No. I've been saying this for years. Pellets fix everything. Look, they want to eat pellets. Just fish pellets. They fix everything.
Rolling my paste in micros has been absolutely brilliant. I cannot believe something so small has made such a big difference. I still do think though, there's something we can do to really pin them to that hook bait. A lot of venues you go to, pink is the best hook bait colour. Yeah, and you think about how many big carp get caught on luncheon meat, and it's all a very similar colour. So surely, if we can make some paste a very similar colour to luncheon meat and to a dull hook bait, that's got to be really good.
Better pink paste.
Yeah. So what we've got, I've brought some Sonu Baits Haze Fluoro. Now, obviously, the actual liquid itself is very, very fluorescent, but when you put it onto the paste, I'm hoping that this will just dull down a bit and make a really
on match method.
On the match method, the original one. I do prefer that out of the two.
Yeah.
Just going to spin that round, and hopefully, if everything's right, it might make it a little bit stickier as well, which might not be a bad thing.
Yeah, it'll be a completely different shade in the paper that we've not even got close to, won't it?
And the thing is, with this now, when I put my micros in, this is just going to sit smack in the middle, a total different contrasting colour.
Yeah.
So, that's going lovely, that.
You liking it?
Yeah, lovely.
Is this going to be me wow moment that, yes, they want this? Oh, look at that tension.
I'm hoping so, mate. I'm hoping so.
Catch a tension on it as well, and that's completed.
Try not to lose it this time. Yeah, that's gone lovely now.
You like it?
Look at that, mate.
Go on.
Like luncheon meat, that, isn't it?
I like that. That's perfect.
That's got to be good, surely.
Something different. Just need something more durable than that.
Yeah.
The micros are right, but the...
Yeah. Just need to pin them onto that hook, don't we?
Yes. Looking nice now. It's not an odd fish, but not too
They still there?
Yeah, an odd one. More tension now.
Is that?
It's too tension. I'm sure this is the same pair that keep coming. Always two.
To be honest, even in the pot, that looks mint. Yeah. It looks class. It just stands out against those micros. All right, I'm hoping this will be good now.
Right, let's get it right. Just hold it above, and if I say pause a minute, just in case it gets a bit chaos, it's getting a little bit out of hand now.
Is it really?
Go on, let's go for it. Let's go. I'm
just going to drop that a touch closer because that wind's got up. I want to be sure that the float pops up.
Yeah. Another plane. Like flipping Heathrow Airport there today. Come on, where are you? Oh yeah, boy, couldn't be better, Cal.
That better? That's perfect. That
could not be better. That one. And the thing is, you got a load of rud nailing your micros. So if you get a little indication now, leave it.
Okay.
Beautiful.
That's perfect. Am I rig sat now?
No, that's a joke.
Are they there?
It didn't even look at your micros this time. It went straight for your paste.
Did it really?
Don't strike, Cal. You getting away with that? Feel like it's still on?
Yeah, 100%.
How about now?
No, it's off now. It's off now.
Go on. That were on for. That'd at your pace, swam off.
No,
and must have smacked your hook. 1,000,000%. Both of them instantly went for your pace. They're ignoring the micros.
That's incredible.
Both. The first one just couldn't fit in his mouth.
My float like dipped really low and just started moving. I reckon he had it in his mouth and he's just eating it.
Yeah, he came straight up again. All the dodgy bites are when they come straight up.
When they come up off the bottom?
Yeah.
But it picked the hook bait out.
Yeah. Oh, instant. Both of them did. Both of them ignored your micros. And they've never done that all day.
Really?
Right. In case you lot didn't hear that, because the plane was a bit lively, that was the best outcome we've had all day. That was instant response to the pink, ignoring the micro pellets, and a second time when the second fish came in as well. It did that nuzzling thing again, but I just think that's the miles on the fish. Because that should have been an instant bite. There's nothing we could have done different there. Hang fire for a sec for us, Cal.
Yeah.
Get out of the way. Go on, let's have a go. Come on, drop in now. Go, yes. Oh, mate, that couldn't.
That better?
Yeah, we got away with it. There was just nothing looking at it then when it went in. But it'll be interesting. Here we are, the micros are coming in to attract them. He's whizzing round, he's looking at the pink. He's nuzzling it. Come on, eat it. Right, he avoided that then. Oh, he's a big lad.
Oh.
Yeah, it must have been a liner that.
Liner, yeah, it was just a little bit slow.
Yeah, I've had two like nose it though and not have it. Like avoid it though, not
Really?
can't eat it, avoid it then. Simeon, we're just off your spot, where are you? You're a bit too far out into the lake still.
So come closer, yeah?
Tiny bit closer and to the right as well, so you're going away from the camera, sort of. Get out of the way. Get out of the way.
That's better. Is that any good? See it?
No. Oh, maybe. Yeah. Yes, I can. Yes. What are they doing? He's not. Yes,
Yes.
he's not. He's got a mouth. He's just nailed it.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect. It's just sat there and it's just gone ding.
Yeah. It was
Right.
massive. It was the biggest fish I've seen for ages. That.
Really?
Yeah. Two were fighting against it.
To get to that hook bait?
Yeah, but neither of them got it. They were both nuzzling it.
Yeah, yeah,
Not,
yeah.
in fact, not fighting. One had a peck, the other one did. Then a much bigger common came in. Probably a mirror now said that. And nailed it. Yeah. But that was perfect. That was just a bit further out as well. Like.
You liking that hook bait?
Yeah, boy.
It is a nice colour though, isn't it?
Yeah, they're definitely. I still don't think it's attractive to them as just the micros was.
No.
But it is a million times more attractive than the other two plain pastes were.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy. Well, scoop.
It's a common as well.
Is it? Yay!
You got it right, Jay.
He should be bang on. He proper engulfed it, that one.
Oh, mate. Look at that. I can't even get it out. It's that in there,
Yeah.
perfect.
Proper. What we want. It's going sunny as well. That pink has really, really sorted things out. I can't believe that simply changing the shade of a paste has made so much difference. Right, another one. That were pretty much perfect, that one. Oh, big green one. Big, massive tench.
Tench.
Yes, big tench in the peg now. They feed so differently, tench though. They never put their heads down and grub about.
Carp are greedy, aren't they?
Yeah. I'd be a carp. You'd be a tench, Cal. Right. Right. Come on. Perfect peg now. Nothing in
I
it.
reckon that is going to be perfect. Fingers crossed.
Oh, yeah, but literally,
Is that right?
you couldn't put it there any better.
Oh, it's popped up straight away. What's happened there? It's off. It's off straight away.
Two of them. Annihilated it.
Really?
Just didn't go
Just
in the
come
mouth.
straight in on it?
Just won't go in the mouth.
Really? But they're coming straight to that hook bait?
Right, nailed it. Like, utterly nailed it.
Perfect.
Yeah, just nibbling away at it.
Right.
And then the next one came in when there was a little piece. I thought he'd have had it. Whether he spat the hook and took the paste or I don't know, but
But they're coming straight for that hook bait now though?
a joke.
Really?
Like the biggest beeline for it ever. It's like before it was the hook would come in, or the bait
Yeah.
come in, they were oblivious to it. They'd wait for the micros.
Yeah.
Now they're on it the second the hook bait's in, they're on it, and then they go again for the micros a couple of seconds later.
Right.
I put in that same place, Carl. That
was good, yeah?
That were beautiful, perfect in the middle of the screen, that. If you put it there now, tench is like waiting for it.
I'll be gutted if we don't get attention.
There's a lot of fish there now. Like loads of fish. Really, like, almost too many in fact. Has he come in? Where is
There
it?
you go. That good? Yeah, just went straight under.
Oh, yeah.
Literally, it settled.
Yeah. I saw which one I took it. Look, I think it was a lovely big mirror, turned round and went straight to it again. Well, your micros just come in now. So the same's happening again.
That's actually incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
How can colour make that much difference?
I don't know. But it's happening almost too quick to be just that, but it is that. As soon as it comes in, they turn around and look at it. Does that mean that they do actually see it all the time, regardless of colour, but it doesn't get their attention?
If you catch fish on the drop, they've got to see it, haven't they?
They've got to, haven't they? That is the one, innit? Pink paste. They had it right all them years ago, but Woodland's bit of purple paste.
Won't look right, that.
Wasn't it?
No, it wasn't right.
Never saw that took it, so I don't know. Looks so good. Hello, Tench. Right, where's that bait? Come on in. Yep, yeah. It's too close to the camera. No, sorry, Cal.
No good.
Too close to the camera, mate. It's just so faffy. That's the biggest downfall of paste in it. You have a nice red hard pellet on now. You just lift it up, slap it over again, and you're fishing.
Do you like hard pellets then, Jay?
Now and again, yeah, I do like a pellet. There's no other bait. It fixes everything.
I tell you, it's so, when that wing gets up like that, it's so difficult to keep your float right.
Yeah. Like almost go to the extreme and I think you'll be all right.
Okay.
So, I'm complaining, but to be fair, you put your hook bait in probably a 6-inch square from start to finish. It shows the outside 6 inches isn't quite right.
Yeah, Jesus, Jay, come on. Cut me a bit of slack, pal.
Yeah, it literally, but it's frightening how accurate it has been, mate. It's just the window is so flipping small, isn't it?
Yeah.
Get out the way. Do you feel like it's down?
Yeah, it's down.
Cal?
Yeah.
I haven't got it again, mate.
No
Nothing
good.
Again. What is going on with them now? I've just had it then and that flipping carp got in the way of it. I'm sure there's a couple nuzzling it now, but... They are fighting over your paste.
Are they?
2 of them again are fighting over your paste. Come on, you've got a big enough mouth. No, still there, still 2 of them fighting over it. Yeah, nailed it.
There you go.
That's 6 of them had a go at that.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, and 6 of them tried to eat it though as well.
Do you know what, right, as well, when that float went under then, as I struck, I thought that's definitely on, because I can just tell now. Yeah, it's just... By the end of the day, I can just tell which bites are right and which is not.
Yeah. I wonder what, it's so hard to, I can't see them both at the same time, but your bite is as it sucks it in, I'm sure it is. It's not as it moves.
It just lifts up. You get a little indication, something happens, and you're like, and then all of a sudden it just goes
proper.
I feel like that hook bait's right though.
It's a joke. It's perfect. That is as good as we've got. We've only had the 3 aborted casts because of camera.
Yeah.
They'd have got fish on as well if we'd have left them. I reckon we're there, Cal.
Yeah.
1 more. That is the fix of it. But it's finding the right hook bait, innit? Do you reckon that's the one? Or do you reckon Tomorrow Green's the one?
Nah.
Is that it?
Pink's the one. I love it.
Yeah? That is the one. The only paste we're ever going to see on the bank again is pink. Pink paste. You created the pink paste revolution.
Give me pink. That was mint, that. I enjoyed that one. Look at that. You cannot hook them better than that.
Is that bang on?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You should have had 4 before that as well, if you can fit it in the mouth, though.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can fix that.
No.
No, they should all be on. They've just had a tough life, some of these fish.
The thing is as well, if you can catch them and get it all right in these conditions in this depth,
Yes.
you know it's working, don't you? Because you can get in different situations where there's no wind and less depth. It will just be easy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm having that. This is as hard as it gets. Like, neither of us, we probably wouldn't anyway, but if we enjoyed paste fishing, I reckon we'd be sensible enough not to try and fish paste in these conditions in this depth. Because it's not right, is it?
No.
There's better ways.
But if we can get it right and get them eating this hook bait is...
Yeah. Yeah, to catch steadily like you have is impressive in this.
Yep.
Right, Carl, I'm feeling this is very conclusive at the minute. The Alpinkas, it's just made everything better, hasn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
And we're looking good at the minute. There's a couple of carp in the distance, but we've got a lovely clean peg at the minute. It's like margin fishing, isn't it? You want a clean peg to put your rig in.
Of course, yeah.
This is the same, but it's impossible. It's just a guesswork on this, isn't it? Nothing we can do.
I reckon that should, fingers crossed, be perfect.
This is perfect timing if this lands now. Come on, right in his nose. Oh, mate.
Good?
Oh, no, he's onto it. He's turned round, he's turned round. No, he's clumsy one. He's missed it in. A little bit towards the back of shot, but still very, very nice that. Big tench just hovering above it.
No, it's off.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's off.
Oh, it wasn't.
One off.
No, it wasn't. What?
Don't know if that wind just pushed it back towards me a
Yeah.
touch, you know? Did you see the pace come up as I struck?
Yeah. yeah. That little twitch, you know, the little twitch makes a little puff happen, and then as soon as that happens, a carp nails it.
Oh, really?
But you can't, it's
Can't do
impossible
that.
to achieve that, isn't it? Right, we're going to catch that one. Al Krusty, we're going to call him. We're having him. Oh, get out of the way, Tench. He's a big Al Tench, that. Here he is. Right, Cal.
Ready?
Oh.
Yes.
You got him?
Yeah.
I saw him go down for it lovely. I thought he'd missed it. A Tench actually had a look at it before
Did
him.
it? The bite was just like a million miles an hour.
Was it? It were on.
That colour is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. Within, I'm going to say within 10 seconds of every single cast with that pink, one has gone down on it.
Really?
Every single time within 10 seconds. Not necessarily had it, but I do think that's due to the fish.
Do you know what as well? I just feel like when I put this on now, I'm just going to hook one.
You know you're going to get one.
I know I'm going to get one. Before, all day, I'm just thinking, well, something's going to happen.
Yeah.
Now, I just feel like, well, I'm definitely going to hook one.
Yeah. And do you know what there is now as well? Less competition, which doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I mean, there's far less competition. So
Probably because I'm catching them. Maybe less are coming in because I'm catching them and hooking them, you know?
Yeah. Well,
Before,
sometimes it still does get scatty.
Does it?
But they just want that bait. Like before, if it had been like the peg is now and you'd have put the original paste on normal,
Yeah.
no, they wouldn't have had it. They weren't interested.
That's absolutely mental, isn't it?
That is ridiculous as far as I'm concerned. It just shows there's always something to do to make things so much better, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's not
There's
the massive things that you'd expect quite often. Is that in the mouth as well?
Yeah,
Beautiful.
yeah, it's lovely. Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah, that, mate. Absolutely
Stupid,
perfect.
isn't it? That's a bigger one as well, that.
Is it? We ending with the largest specimen of the day. Look at
Yes.
him. Big Al Krusty. Said we were catching a crusty one.
I think all four I've caught on this pink. As the float was going under, I could tell it's right.
Yeah.
It's almost like you just get a feeling what's right and what's wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. So you've had very limited of that today, though, like striking at things that weren't bites.
Yeah.
You've struck at everything that was right pretty much
Was
today.
right. But
yeah.
I think that's when the rig's working properly.
Yeah.
You know?
It's you understanding as well, though.
Yeah, what's going on, and
Yeah.
that's a lovely one to end on, isn't it?
I'm convinced that were a mirror when you hooked it. Honest. I really was.
You didn't tell me, did you?
Yeah, I just saw it bigger and I thought, yeah, it looks like a mirror. It was at the back. It's beautiful, that one, mate.
I was always curious that a different colour paste could be good, because I've seen it in other areas of fishing where a pink hook bait could be good, but that is absolutely ridiculous. As soon as I put it on, I felt every single time I shipped out I was going to hook one, and I basically did. I think I caught 3 or 4 big uns at the end. It was mind-boggling. I thought I would learn a bit today, but that is just a total game changer.
Pink sort of, it fixed it. Like, really, really fixed it. I didn't expect that to happen. So, Cal, first experience of underwater fishing. I apologise it was with paste. It's his fault.
We blame him.
But what did you think, mate?
Yeah, it was incredible to actually see what goes on. I've obviously seen a few things that I thought would be good, and they were good, and then there was a lot of things that I thought would be amazing, and they just weren't, you know. And seeing my rig working in that way was brilliant, and obviously making the changes that we did and how much difference that made, it was fantastic. It was brilliant.
These sort of things highlight it, don't they?
Yeah.
So in a match, we're sort of scared to often do things, aren't we?
Of course.
But with this, when the camera's on you and you're seeing the difference something makes, like I've been in such a fortunate position today to sit there and watch it. It's horrible.
Yeah.
But it's amazing at the same time, and it shows how proactive we have to be as anglers, not being lazy and doing one certain thing all the time, mixing things up. There's always a better way, isn't there?
Of course, just a simple thing as colour. How much difference that made today, it was ridiculous, wasn't it? You would have just thought in that situation, in that clarity of water, having your hook bait the same colour as what you're feeding would be perfect, you know?
Yeah.
But then we've totally changed it up, we've changed it to pink, and it's like that last 4 or 5 chucks was, I just felt like all of a sudden I was in a situation where I was going to win a match then.
Yeah.
You know, I was hooking one every single chuck, and then that last one, what was it, 9-10 pound?
Yeah.
And that's the usual fish you catch on paste.
Yeah, the big ones, they rock up, they eat it, it is amazing. But the eye-opener for me, as you say, was changing to that pink. It just makes such a difference.
I know, yeah. I think we've seen it so many times in different situations, in different venues and matches, where like method feeder fishing, you change your hook bait colour.
Yeah.
Lunch and meat, you change your colours and that, and it makes such a difference. And it's highlighted it today massively.
It has massively. It's made me think. It always do. These things are incredible for making you evaluate what you're doing. Because I don't know about you, I find myself lazy, and you stick with the confidence things, don't you?
Of course, yeah.
That get tired and the fish get used to it.
Yeah, of course. They just get caught again and again and again. You've just got to try and make it the next step, haven't you?
Yeah.
But am I going to mix up some paste for you on your next match?
Not a chance. Just fish pellets. But there's a situation in there.
Of course.
When it's right, we've chatted about this all day long off camera.
Yeah.
There's a situation, a certain method, a certain day, a certain venue, paste is unbeatable.
So for me, after seeing that today, to make it viable to use it over other methods, like i.e. hard pellets, luncheon meat and stuff like that, I think you have to get yourself into a situation where you pot it in, and the first fish that comes in and the first bite you get, you hook.
Yeah.
If you're in a situation where you're coming in and you're getting liners and it's getting knocked off, you're missing bites, it's just not viable.
No,
because you're coming in, you have to redo your hook bait. But like, I felt like I fished today for a lot of the day where it wasn't viable to fish it, but then I changed that pink, and then all of a sudden I'm like, well, now I have to have that in my armoury now.
Yeah, because they're picking out.
Because I felt like that is a match-winning bait now.
Yeah,
you know?
That is the perfect way of summing up paste fishing, mate.
And that is it in one sentence.
It has. It's been lovely.
Yes.
Can we fish hard pellets next time?
Nope.
And yeah, I hope you lot enjoyed that as much as we have filming it.
Yeah, it's been amazing. If you want to see more Matrix fishing videos, click here. And if you want to see more submerged underwater footage, click here.